Welcome back then to Squatting Quads, and today what we're going to do is we're going to do a tutorial. Now, I've noticed a few people have got a little bit confused with how you read your signal strength, how you understand your signal strength. Some people don't even know at all what it is, and they just go and fly and hope everything's okay. So hopefully this video is going to help explain a few things. Now, we're going to go out to the field and we're going to do a demonstration, but before we do that, I just want to talk really quickly in simple terms what the numbers mean. So there's two things that you need to set up on your OSD. That's your RSSI in dBm values and your LQ. Now your LQ, I'm going to put on the screen somewhere here, but your LQ value will be a number and then 100 if all is okay. The number at the start of that tells you what RF mode you're in. So as an example, it could be that you're in 50 Hertz mode and that would be 1 as an example. Again, I'll pull up a chart and I'll put it on the screen for you guys to see now. What does LQ mean and why do we need to understand it? Well, LQ is basically a percentage of the packets sent to the receiver that are getting through. So if it's at 100, it means 100% of the radio packets sent out are getting through to that receiver. So it's receiving a strong signal. Now, let's not confuse that with how much of a signal it's getting. It's basically getting 100% of it. But if it's getting a weak signal, you can still failsafe with 100% LQ, because the second value you need to be aware of is your RSSI dBm value. Now, again, real simple terms, 0 is the strongest possible signal that you can get, and minus 130 is what we call the hard limit. That is absolutely 100% failsafe territory. But it gets a bit more complicated than that because you need to consider a few values. So the likelihood is, depending what the settings are on your radio, and by that I mean your refresh rates, so your hertz, not your power, depends on how far that dBm value can be pushed down, because we are working in minus figures, so we're going to go down. So as an example, and your radio will tell you this, and I'm quite happy to show you on the screen. Hopefully I'll be able to. But Wonder's just left the room, as you probably saw me give a thumbs up to him there, so hopefully we'll get it in focus. But depending what the settings are on your radio depends on what the failsafe value is. So we've got the FlySky ProArt PA01 here, because I've just done a tutorial with this. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to go into our Lua scripts, and in our Lua scripts we're going to go to ELRS. So I'm hoping you can see this. I don't think you can. So let me take a quick snap of it on my phone and I'll put it on the screen, just because we haven't got the second camera set up just yet. And like I said, Boy Wonder's left me in the lurch. Okay, so from that picture, you can now see that this radio is set to 250 Hertz and 100 milliwatts. Now, you can increase your milliwatt power, but your value, where it says packet rate at the top, if you look at the image on screen somewhere, you can see it says minus 108 dBm, and that's where you're going to failsafe. So 130 is your hard limit, but you'll failsafe before that depending upon your settings. Now 250 Hertz is generally what we fly for freestyle, 500 Hertz is what you fly for racing, 150 or even lower is what you're going to do for long range. Now the lower you make your packet rate, the higher this number becomes. So it may go to 115 decibels, and that's a higher number than minus 108, obviously, because we're working backwards. So what does that mean? Well, you can, like I say, you could increase your power. That's not going to change that number. So once you've set up your refresh rate and you know what your refresh rate is, that's a number that you have to have etched in your mind when you're flying. Minus 108, 100% is where you lose all signal and failsafe. My advice, however, is when you get to around about minus 90, you need to turn around. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is, especially if, again, I don't know if I've got a quad here. I don't actually, but you may have a quad. Where's ELRS on this? Doesn't have an external one. But the ELRS receiver on this is in the rear. Oh yeah, the actual antenna is in here. So as you're flying forward, you're flying away from yourself, your receiver has clear line of sight back to you because you're flying away from yourself and it's in the back. As you then turn around and you tilt the quad forward to fly back to you, that receiver's then being blocked by all this electrical interference and the physical frame itself. So as you turn around, you might actually find that you'll drop from, say, -90 to -95, -96 in exactly the same position. And that's because of the positioning of your receiver. So always bear that in mind. If you've got a front mounted antenna, obviously it's going to be blocked on the way out. So when you turn around, you're going to have a clear line of sight. So you can, again, just sort of think about that as you're flying and work that out. Generally speaking, though, turn around on -90 decibels. The other point to note as well is if your LQ has gone from 100 and it's dropping 90, 87, that's something that means you've got a lot of interference, not a lot of packets are getting through, and you may want to consider either upping your power or turning around. Again, if the packets can't get through, it doesn't matter about changing the packet rates. So your LQ is based upon your signal strength or the power of your radio, and the packets are based on the refresh rate and how you can do and change that to increase that value. So you've got to bear them both in mind. Generally speaking, your LQ isn't as important unless you're pushing the limits. Once you start pushing the limits to about -90, you might notice your LQ drops to 98, 97, 96. And that's just an early warning sign to say, hold up a second, we're in a bit of trouble here. So let's go to the field and show you the actual demonstration. We've got the OSD on and everything, so we can show you all that, and then we'll come back for the final outro and just to discuss what we've learned, and hopefully it makes a bit more sense. Apologies for wearing a bright yellow hoodie today. I didn't quite realise how reflective it would be under these studio lights. Let's go. Okay, so we're going to do a demonstration, then we've been in the studio and now we're in the field. By Wonder FPV and I are here, Little Wonder's over to the side as well. And we're just going to do a demonstration showing you the LQ and obviously the DBMI. So the DBMI is in the bottom right, it's currently at -50 and the LQ is at the top at 5/100/99. Now as we come around this tree, you can see it's dropping to about -70. We are on really, really low power. If I come down here, because it is a bit of a hill, I can make it drop to 96% LQ, 91 and -70. So that's when you know that you've got a bit of a problem, because your packets are not getting through and your DBMI, your RSSI is starting to drop a little bit. Yeah. Now if we go around this corner here, I'm just wondering if we can just block the signal a little bit with this mound. So we're on 90, again we're getting to low figures, but we're on -85 almost there.
So it's going up a bit, which is
well, no, down. But if you look at our LQ as well, that's sort of jumping between 90 and 100. Let me just check behind us that we're okay still. We're just going to drop down a little bit lower here. So we're now at -85. In fact, we've got easy landing on, so if we land here.
What? Are you actually landing in this?
I've landed. So we're at -95, telemetry lost, and we're at 80/70 on the LQ. So we're in real problems with our signal there. If we'd have gone any further away, we probably would have fail-safed. So that shows you the sort of things that you need to watch out for. Now obviously anything like that where you've got a physical object in between you and the signal is always going to cause a problem. Gemini or GemX will help with that, because it'll sort of sniff out the packets from 900 and 2.4 and pick out the best ones and use the best ones for the most reliability. But as we fly around here now, look, we're on -71 and 100. The wind is crazy. I'm just going to avoid going over the top of this tree so we don't fail safe again. But we can see we're pretty rock steady because we're in an open area.
Like rock steady.
But the second that you put an object in between you and the signal, that's when you're going to have a problem. Okay, so I think that's enough of our demonstration. There is a person coming to the tree now, but I think that's probably enough of our demonstration for now. At least it shows you exactly the situation. Nice. Ideally, I was going to rip the rest of this pack, I've got to be honest, but that person at the tree may not clear it for a few seconds, so...
You're just flying in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
You could whip around the other trees, but I don't think you should, because of what happened.
Not with the wind as well, and I'm on really low power, so... So where's that person going? So if we go back over here again, I just want to demonstrate exactly what you're watching out for again. And I can do it by landing over here.
That's the same person we saw walking past us.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So we've actually lost telemetry there before we've even landed. As we land, obviously we're going to be even lower down.
You haven't regained telemetry here.
So I've landed. We're at minus 95 and our LQ is jumping between the high 70s and the low 80s.
And
so
you've
that's
got
both of them.
telemetry.
One second, boy wonder. That's both of them in the danger territory. The danger territory being minus 100 and 70 on your LQ. So that's really where you want to watch out. And once you both get to that danger level, you're in real trouble. Now, we are still armed, so I'm just going to get... Oh.
What happened?
I think I've lost signal.
Is it?
So as you can see then, a good Samaritan saw the drone. Thanks, mate! A good Samaritan saw the drone and went and picked it up for us. And yeah, happy days. We recovered it. So that is exactly what you want to watch out for. We're going to head back in the studio now because it's really cold out. I'll catch you guys back. Does that all make sense? So this is specifically obviously for ELRS. The DJI S Plus system works a little bit differently and it just gives you like a signal bar. The problem with that obviously is it uses the goggles and the radio on one, which is why I always recommend using ELRS, because you've got that linear control between the two, but you've also got the awareness of exactly where your signal is and how well you're doing. So anyway, I hope all that made sense and that it will help give you more confidence when you're out in the field and when you're changing your settings to understand exactly what they mean and the difference of what they do as well. If you've got any questions or any other further tutorial requests that you want, please just drop them in the comments box down below. I will make a video for you. You know, we are trying to make the channel the biggest and the best out there, and to do that I'm responding to what your needs are. So let me know what your needs are. I'll try and meet them where I can. And obviously, if you tell me what they are, it makes it so much easier for me to do that. And please, again, just drop a comment as well, because I love chatting with you guys. I always reply to every single comment. And yeah, we love it. We really do. Boy Wonder's left, so I can't get him to say goodbye to you. But we've seen the comments recently from a lot of you guys saying how much you're enjoying the chemistry between Boy Wonder FPV and I, and we just go out and we just have fun and we just happen to hit record when we do it. So hearing the amazing feedback of you guys is genuinely incredible. So thank you all so much. Enjoy the rest of your day and hit like, do hype. I don't know what it does. Just press it. I don't know. Share it and do other weird things. And until next time, peace out. Thanks so much, legends. YouTube and I have had a chat and we believe that this is the video that you'll like the most. So watch it and let me know if they're right.